Sunshines! I literally just showered really quickly, jumped out, and sat down to film this video. Like, that's why my hair is all still wet and I look crazy. So today is the 7th and final day of the BookTubeAthon 2014. And I did it! Mostly. So first, let's get the video challenge out of the way. I was mistaken on what the video challenge was. I thought it was to show the books that you'd read this last week. So that's what I told Emily it was when we filmed her video this morning. Oops. The challenge actually was to show us where you've been reading this past week during BookTubeAthon. But the place that I've been reading and the place that she's been reading are one and the same, so hooray! For the most part, this is exactly where I've been reading, right on this couch, with Pixel as my reading companion. Because tomorrow will be crazy for me and I will be gone on Tuesday, I will not be doing a BookTubeAthon wrap-up video, so this video will also serve as my final BookTubeAthon video / video challenge / BookTubeAthon wrap-up video. Okay, so the very first book that I read during BookTubeAthon was Matched by Ali Condi. It's a really interesting concept, and for being yet another dystopian novel, wasn't actually boring to me. Sucked me in, got me intrigued. I was hip with it. The second book I read during this week was Crossed, also by Ali Condi. This is the second book in the Matched series. I found the back and forth POV switches to be a little bit jarring, but for the most part I was able to keep up. I just had to flip back every now and again to remind myself who I was reading, but very good. Okay, so after finishing Matched and Crossed, I think it was like day 3, day 4, day 3.5 maybe that I finally finished Crossed, and not only was I feeling a little bit behind, but I was feeling a little bit behind. Yeah, there's no more to that statement. So I decided to switch it up a little bit, and I read Kill Shakespeare 3rd. This is the Kill Shakespeare Volume 2, The Blast of War graphic novel. Really amazing artwork. If you guys get a chance, you should totally check it out. The guys who write this comic are very engaging, very cool guys. I believe Volume 3 is already out and Volume 4 is in the works, so I'm very excited to finish these off. They're very intelligent. Don't read them if you're super tired, and it helps if you have a teeny bit of background knowledge on Shakespeare's plays, just as a heads up. But you don't have to know Shakespeare to read these books. They're still very engaging and very entertaining. It just adds like a second layer to the story if you happen to know Shakespeare's work as well. So my graphic novel only took me about an hour to read. So on that 4th day, I also picked up Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I love this book. I'm obsessed with it. I can't wait to read the other two. So good, so real, so, I don't know, life, I guess. I don't know. I really liked this book, and I can't wait to read the next ones. So after finishing Anna and the French Kiss, because Jen and Christina were already reading it at this point, I picked up The Merciless by Daniel Vega. I actually ended up completing this book by the time I went to sleep on day 5. That was all day 6. I ended up finishing this book by the time I went to sleep on day 6. I have no sense of time. I have no idea. All I know is that I finished Anna and the French Kiss, I began this book, and I finished this book by the time Emily got home, which I feel like was around 9 o'clock-ish. So who knows? Time is relative. It's wibbly wobbly and all that jazz. Anyway, The Merciless. We actually all ended up finishing this book last night, and not only was it not scary, but how do I put this? I hated it. Like, I didn't like it at all. It wasn't scary, it wasn't a horror story, it made no sense basically. There was no plot, the characters were not real, it was very fake, and it felt super not well written. Didn't even feel that way, it just wasn't well written. So actually, Jen, Christina, and I are talking about potentially doing a full review of this book. So if you are interested in that, be sure to let us know down in the comments below. The 6th book that I read, I actually began this morning and I finished it like an hour ago. Is Reached by Ali Condi. This is the 3rd and final book in the Matched series by Ali Condi. It was great. I really like her writing style. I enjoyed the whole series. I'm thinking of doing a review. I don't know, because I was so over dystopian novels, like I just am over dystopian novels, and Christina convinced me I should pick this book up, and I did, and I actually really liked all of them. The only book I did not finish in my BookTubeAthon TBR was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I didn't even start it, and And you know, to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that. I feel like Reached kind of counts as 2 books anyway. It was so long. This week was so much fun. I am super proud of myself and super happy with where I landed for this year's BookTube-a-Thon. To all of you who read the books that you set out to read during this week, congratulations. If you didn't quite meet the goal of the 7 books, that is okay because you still read. And that is the whole idea of BookTube-a-Thon, I feel like, is to build community around reading. And honestly, the BookTube community itself has been so welcoming to all of us, really, and to me, and I feel so tickled. It reminds me of YouTube the way it used to be. Everybody comments on each other's videos and is engaged in what the other person is doing, and it seems really cool and exciting to sort of be a part of something that's a real live community again. And honestly, for really only having dove in the past 7 days, thank you a lot for saying hi and like letting me in to this awesome community. And to all of you new subscribers, welcome. It's so great to have you, and I'm tickled that you would want to watch my videos. I'm gonna end this video before it gets too rambly, but stay tuned because I'm pretty sure I will be taking part in more BookTube-a-Thon-esque things and read-alongs in the future. Let me know if any of these books, honestly, you want me to do a review on. You will be getting my Tuesday and Thursday regularly scheduled videos back on track as soon as Tuesday is a thing that happens, because days of the week. Be sure to check out all of my friends that have been doing BookTube-a-Thon, have been making videos. A bunch of links will be down below of people who I think are awesome and people who have been doing the BookTube-a-Thon with me and people who have been doing the BookTube-a-Thon in general that I just think are super cool people, so be sure to check them out. As always, if you want to hit the subscribe button or the like button, it makes me feel all warm and tingly inside. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Bye!